Good morning. Well, we had a good night's sleep despite getting a knock last night from security in this Walmart car park.
I'm coming!
At 11 o'clock when they close, they don't allow any overnight parking.
It's a little bit cold this morning. So as I said last night, we were parked here. There's a naughty RV that stayed the night there, and the security guard said he was moving.
Oh!
These guys move all the time. I didn't see this before, so I didn't know if you knew.
Rebel. But because we're English, we always do what we're told. That's just the way things go. Morning, my sweetness.
Morning. I'm just getting the van ready to rock and roll. I was just laughing to myself thinking, when we first met 25 years ago, had I known, had you said to me, baby, in 25 years, we're going to be sleeping in Walmart car parks, I don't know, we would still be together. I don't know how that would have turned out.
That would have been fine. There's not a chance in hell if you'd asked me 10 years ago I'll be driving around the world and living in a van. But there you go. Your life goals change as you get older and your priorities change.
They do.
But we're going to get the van ready, and this morning we couldn't drive through South Dakota without heading to Mount Rushmore.
No, I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like coming to London as a tourist and not seeing Big Ben or Buckingham Palace.
Exactly, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
You have to do it. So thank you to the Golden Coral for allowing RV park-ups. Oh, nice to see the sun's up again.
Head east toward Meridian Lane.
I've just noticed on the cars, the number plates have got Mount Rushmore on them.
Have they?
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. Welcome to the post office here in Rapid City. So Esther, Adrian and Linda, your stickers are being posted from here in Rapid City.
After our epic fail in Emblem.
So with all this cold weather, the propane from the propane heater is running a bit low. So we're going to keep it topped up because I want to stay snuggy and warm at night, that's for sure.
And I do not get out of bed in the morning if the van is cold. It's just
it is much harder to get up.
I actually get brain freeze. Sometimes in the night I just feel like my nose
I wake up,
freezes.
my one arm out and it's freezing. There we go, Flying J, truck stop, propane. Okay, propane all done, diesel all done, good start to the day. Check. And we got coffee.
Check. We have not had enough coffee this morning.
No, we haven't.
Why is it some mornings you just wake up and you're just like, why is that?
I don't know, but today's one of those days. Slap me around the face with some caffeine, please. Taking a turning for Mount Rushmore. We've got about 4 or 5 miles to go. We just went under a very cool wooden bridge.
I'm also noticing that there's still a little bit of remnants of snow, and we're just managing to keep up and to keep ahead of the snow, because winter van life is not great, and so we always try and plan our travels to try and avoid heavy dumps of snow or freezing cold weather.
And tornadoes. We just arrived in the town of Keystone, which is obviously the tourist stopping point for Mount Rushmore. It's a cool looking little town.
It's nice they themed it. Ooh, Turtle Town.
Themed it old school America, which is quite fun. Yeah, that's nice. Coming up past a carving place here. There's a massive Sasquatch holding the flag tower there. That's very cool. Look at that. Isn't that fun? It's November and it's very, very quiet. Off season is definitely the time to come. I'm sure all of these places would be packed.
Yeah.
In high season.
Unless you want to go to a gift shop, because they're all closed for the season.
We couldn't resist pulling up Trudy, stopping in front of the sign for a quick tourist selfie, There you go. We want to say a big thank you for taking the photo for us.
They've had a long drive too. They've come from New York.
That's a long drive, yeah.
New Yorkers are the friendliest people in the world.
Ah, of course, of course.
Next to the English.
Of course, yeah, very well said. We're nearly at the park. I'm just waiting to see these big heads sticking out the top of the cliffs. 1 mile to go.
There they are.
Oh, they are. You can see them at the top there. So we're just driving up the hill. You can see them carved out in the mountain in front of us in the rock face. So we just stopped to have a look from a distance. Right, here you go. Hello. We're good. How are you?
See,
That's
here's
great.
your annual pass. It's good.
Okay.
So this date next year, you can come and go as much as you like.
Oh, really?
thank you.
Amazing.
So
That's
with your height,
Yeah.
you can't get into our underground garage.
Okay.
So you're gonna go over here.
I was going to say, the weather has turned. My gloves, I've got my hoodie, I've got my coat.
We're prepared for the wind.
We are prepared.
Right, which way do we go is the question.
Also, walkway to Memorial.
Oh, that way. There you go. You can see it on the hillside there.
Could you imagine the pressure of being the person sculpting that and you like knock the nose off? I would be terrified.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can't make a mistake. It's not like doing a drawing and rubbing it out and restarting. If you messed up on that. Plus, you're going to be dangling over the cliffside.
The size of it.
It is big.
Yeah, we were warned that it might be smaller than we hoped for. But actually, I think that warning made me expect something smaller.
You know, I suddenly had visions that the faces were going to be like the size of a car. And that's a great view. As you walk up to the monument, they got all the state flags. Oh, it's cold, that wind.
It is bitterly, bitterly cold.
The Hawaii flag. It's got the UK, the British flag on in the corner. I'm not sure why.
You learn something every day. I will research that, but if not, comment below.
That is Mount Rushmore. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
These are all names that we've heard through history. It's not our history, but it's still fascinating to come and see them. And having done a bit more into South Dakota and hearing about Teddy Roosevelt, it's great to see his face.
Yeah, it's a symbol. It depicts the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the country. It's one of those sites that you've seen so many times in photos, movies, and one of those stereotypical images of the US.
And bizarrely, it's really cool to be here.
It's very cool.
I suppose it's like being in Stratford-upon-Avon and seeing William Shakespeare's house. It's just part of the other country's history.
We're actually sat in the corner trying to shelter from the wind because it is bitterly cold today. They've got this huge seating area downstairs, so I'm sure they do events here, and at night time it's all beautifully lit up. A hat will mess my hair up in the morning. Anyway, we've got one more place this morning that we're going to go and show you guys whilst we're here in South Dakota. Another very cool looking site we found online. Keep your receipt with the barcode because you've got to put it into the parking barrier to get out of the car park.
Yeah, we drove up to it, we thought the barrier would just open and it didn't.
And it didn't. Another lovely drive this morning. We're actually still in the Black Forest, which is the forest that Deadwood is located in.
Black Hills Forest.
Yeah, it's a big area.
And it's funny because we've got loads of little picnic areas, and some of them have got funky names. Like we just passed one called Breezy Point picnic area. I was like, it's very cold already. I don't want to go there.
So just coming into our next spot here. Welcome to Crazy Horse. Good morning. Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
2 people. Thank you very much.
With all that here.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. So yeah, it was $24 for 2 adults. Okay, let's find somewhere to park up. Oh wow, that's a cool looking car, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, they've got the hot rods here.
We've got the old cars today. So here you go, welcome to Crazy Horse. In case you're wondering who was Crazy Horse, he was a Lakota war leader of the Oglala band in the 19th century and took up arms against the US federal government to fight against settlers on Native American territory. They are building the most huge sculpture in the rock face here. And the workmanship that goes into this is absolutely amazing. You can see the beginning of Crazy Horse's face up on the hillside there. Amazingly, construction started in 1948. It was estimated that it would take about 30 years to build, but currently they're estimating that it won't be finished until 2037. When it is finished, it is going to be the largest sculpture in the world. And the sculpture will be Crazy Horse on his steed, which is why this part of the rock face is there, and then you can see that they've been doing work on it. That is pretty impressive. Unfortunately, we can't actually get closer to the statue there than we are now, unless you take a private bus tour, which we don't have time to do today. But we are going to go down, check out the visitor centre. But in years to come, this is definitely going to be one of those must-see places.
Historical place.
It's pretty cool just looking at it now.
I just can't believe how big it is.
That is massive. The face is probably about the size of one of the faces at Rushmore. But when you think about the steed and the horse, that is going to be huge. This is cool. Look at this. That's what it looks like now. That will be so impressive.
But in March 2017, that's how it looked there, but now in 2020.
It looks so different from the front, doesn't it? On this poster here, they got through the years 1948, 1974, 2018, and then they've also got the measurements here.
Just the feathers on his head are going to be 44 feet tall.
That's crazy. The beadwork on this horse is absolutely amazing. The detail and the workmanship that goes into making that. They've actually got memorabilia from Crazy Horse himself here. Look, his knife and sheath there. They got a teepee here. Let's go and have a little look inside. Imagine living in one of these. Look at that. With their fire, their chairs. Very, very cool. So in the welcome center here, they've got lots of history and Native American culture here. Absolutely fabulous. Look at that. If you do come to this center, you have to watch the short video that tells the story
of North America and provide a positive view of their culture and heroes.
That is one of the most inspirational stories that I have ever heard. It actually gives me goosebumps and made Marianne cry. So Korczek, a Polish boy that came to the States
As an orphan.
ended up building this magnificent structure, which is going to take more than a lifetime, and his children are continuing that work.
And grandchildren.
To represent the Native American people. And the story is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's really important that that culture is not forgotten.
Yeah, the heroes of all colours are shown.
It's amazing. And there's an educational centre, there's a university here. And amazingly, he actually turned down money from the government because he wanted to make sure the project was done, and it was more than just getting money. It was a lifelong commitment, and all the money to do it is done from people coming to visit. So if you come to Mount Rushmore, if you come to South Dakota, please do come here. I'm hoping to come back in years to come to see what it looks like. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yes, it snowed last night. The temperature was -9. It is absolutely freezing. There is poor Trudy in the snow. We got a neighbour last night. They're in a pop-up on the top. They must be absolutely freezing in there. It is still snowing a little bit. And you can see by the cloud, it looks like there's more to come. We're gonna just hunker down today. But yeah, there's a good centimetre or so on the ground. The wind is blowing. Wow. I am going back in. Oh my God.
It's so pretty.
No, it's freezing.
It's freezing.
I am absolutely frozen.
So lovely. What is this? What is it about snow? It's like, it just cleans everything, doesn't it? It just looks all clean.
It makes it look pretty, but we're not going to drive today. We're going to stay here and hunker down, edit and work, and hope it doesn't snow more.
I don't think I'm going to get out of my pyjamas today.
Turn the heating up. So while the van's warming up, I'll come back to bed in my clothes with a coffee.
Honestly, this is the warmest place to be.
Absolutely. The back here actually holds the heat more than anywhere else in the van. It's a cozy corner.
It is the cozy corner, isn't it?
Look, just there. It's still snowing. I just checked the forecast. It's actually -7 degrees C right now, and they forecast up to another inch of snow.
But I also saw that it says real feel is -10.
It's not well, it's real.
That's with the wind. That's with the wind, isn't it?
It's really cold.
Yeah, I'm definitely staying in bed. I'm going to be a bear today. I'm going to hibernate.
And hopefully we don't get snowed in here, because we're nearly 2,000. We're 1,700 meters up on a mountain.
It's how you cope with the cold, because I'm staying in bed.
Thanks, love. With the snow and the ice, we thought we'd better check the solar panels just to see, are they covered in snow. Oh, actually, no, they're looking pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah. Bless you. No need to clean them. I cleaned them yesterday, so they're all good. Oh, I think the pipe's defrosted. Yes. We've been having a problem because the pipe for the sink has been frozen and the water hasn't been going down.
I think you spoke too soon.
Oh, sugar. The sink is blocked, the pipes are frozen. We can't actually do the washing up. Despite pouring boiling water down there at the moment, it's not going down.
No.
This is one of the joys of winter van life. So yeah, we'll leave that a little bit, see if it works. If not, we'll have to try and get the water out. We might have to wash up in a bucket. There is icicles coming out of the downpipe. Oh my goodness, we must be mad.
I just thought if we're going to share it, we should share it all.
We will be leaving tomorrow, but it's still looking pretty freezing
Yeah,
out
I
there.
do need to wash up before then. I'll get the bucket out.
The door in Trudy, I don't know whether you can see, but since the Dempster Highway, there is actually daylight down the door here. The door dropped. That's something we'll have to fix at another time. I mean, it all works, but it lets in cold air. So we've put this little blanket, picnic blanket, over the door. The heating is on. It's been on all night and all day. We've got little vents dotted around here. There's another one under my feet here. So because it is so cold today, it's lunchtime. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna have for lunch. I've got a bag of veg here that we've got. So I'm like, veg soup. Mixed veg soup for lunch. Perfect. And that is just what you need on a cold winter's day on the mountains here in South Dakota. Good news.
The sink has literally just defrosted. The pipework is obviously just unfrozen because I had...
Right, bedtime. We've got the black sheet here that we put up. This actually stops the cold coming in from the front. You all snuggy?
Yeah, but it's cold. I'm just really grateful that my sister gave me this extra blanket.
I also put tissue paper under the gap under the fridge here because there is, as you know from the Dempster Highway and all the dust that came in, a little gap under the fridge and the cold air comes in there. So the floor is the coldest part of the van. But we survived, no more snow. We're snuggling into bed and we will see you in the morning.